If you really want to know if a woman truly likes you, stop listening to what she says and start watching what she does. Words are cheap, smiles can be fake, and attention can be borrowed. But actions, those don't lie. A woman who's genuinely into you won't play games, she won't make you guess, and she won't keep you in the dark. She'll show up consistently, effortlessly, without excuses. She'll remember the small things you said in passing because they mattered to her. She'll make time, not find it. She'll lean in when you speak, not scroll on her phone. She'll support you when it's inconvenient, not just when it's easy. Real interest is obvious, and if you have to chase her attention, you're not the one she wants. You're the one she's entertaining. If you want to know if a woman truly likes you, consistency is where you start and where you end. I'm not talking about being nice to you once in a while or giving you attention when she's bored. I'm talking about that steady, dependable, always there energy that doesn't vanish when life gets busy or when the excitement of something new wears off. Anyone can be charming in the beginning. Anyone can act interested for a week or two. That's easy. The real proof is in the long run. It's in how she treats you after the honeymoon phase of getting to know each other fades, when she's no longer trying to impress you, but just showing you who she is. A woman who truly likes you doesn't just fit you into her free time. She makes time for you. She doesn't disappear for days with no explanation and then pop back like nothing happened. She's consistent in her calls, her messages, her plans, and her presence. If she says she's going to be there, she's there. If she promises to check in, she does. That reliability isn't just a habit, it's a reflection of where you stand in her priorities. When someone cares, they don't let you guess. They don't make you wonder. They show up over and over until you stop questioning their place in your life. Now here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They confuse availability with consistency. Just because someone answers your text in 5 minutes doesn't mean they're consistent. Consistency is about patterns, not moments. It's about how they treat you over weeks, months, and years, not just when the mood strikes. A woman who truly likes you will make sure you feel her presence in your life without you having to chase it. That's because interest fuels effort, and effort builds trust. Without that steady effort, you're just another option in someone's busy schedule. And yes, life happens. People get busy, tired, overwhelmed. But even in those moments, the ones who care find ways to let you know you matter. It might be a quick text saying, "Hey, today's crazy, but I'm thinking about you." It might be rescheduling plans instead of canceling without a word. It might be showing up for 5 minutes just to see you before a long shift. These small but intentional actions scream consistency because they're proof that you're not forgotten, not pushed aside, not a filler for when nothing else is going on. The real magic of consistency is that it's effortless when feelings are genuine. She doesn't have to force herself to check on you or remember what you're going through. It's natural because she cares. That's why if you're finding yourself begging for attention or wondering if she's still into you, that's already your answer. Genuine attraction doesn't leave you in confusion. It doesn't make you feel like you're pulling teeth to get basic effort. Think about it. When you truly like someone, you want to be around them. You want to know how they're doing, you want to see them happy, and you want to be part of their life. That drive is instinctive. So if she's into you, you won't be sitting there asking, why hasn't she called, or why does she always bail? Because she won't give you a reason to ask. You'll already know where you stand. Consistency also builds security. Relationships, whether new or established, can't survive on guesswork. You can't spend your time decoding mixed signals or wondering why her energy today is nothing like it was last week. If she's hot and cold, it's not because she's mysterious or keeping it interesting. It's because she's not fully invested. A woman who's genuinely into you doesn't need to keep you on edge to hold your attention. She'll keep you interested by being real, stable, and present. And here's something people overlook. Consistency is respect. When she's consistent, she's respecting your time, your feelings, and your place in her life. She's not jerking you around or making you play mental gymnastics just to figure her out. She's saying, you matter enough to me that I'm going to make sure you feel secure. That kind of steady presence is what allows trust to grow, because you're no longer looking for proof, you're living in it. But you have to be honest with yourself here. If you're holding on to someone who gives you just enough attention to keep you hooked but not enough to make you feel valued, that's not consistency, that's convenience. And convenience is the enemy of genuine connection. Convenience says, I'll be around when I feel like it. Consistency says, I'll be here even when it's not easy. That's the standard you should be holding. Not how often she flatters you, not how much she says she likes you, but how steady she is in her actions. Because words can be sweet, but they can also be empty. Consistency can't be faked for long. It will either be there or it won't. And don't confuse drama for passion. Some people think that the ups and downs, the unpredictability, and the will she won't she energy means there's something exciting going on. That's not excitement. That's instability. You don't build a connection on chaos. You build it on knowing where you stand and trusting that the person in your life is going to show up the same way tomorrow as they did yesterday. At the end of the day, you shouldn't have to ask yourself if she's still into you. You shouldn't have to overanalyze every text or wonder if the energy you're giving is being matched. If a woman truly likes you, her actions will answer those questions without you ever having to speak them out loud. She'll make you feel like you're part of her life, not just passing through it. She'll show up, not just when it's easy, not just when she wants something, but because she wants you. And here's the hard truth. If you're not seeing that consistency, you're not seeing real interest. People will treat you according to the value they place on you, and effort is the currency of value. When someone truly wants you in their life, you won't need to chase, you won't need to guess. You'll know because they'll show you over and over without fail. When a woman truly likes you, you're not just a space filler in her day, you're a priority. That means she's not waiting to see if something better comes along before she decides to give you her time. She's making space for you, adjusting her schedule, moving things around if she has to, because being with you matters to her. You don't get the leftover scraps of her attention, you get intentional effort. And that effort isn't about being clingy or obsessive, it's about respect and value. She's saying without needing to put it into words, you matter enough for me to make you a part of my life, not just an afterthought. Think about how most people operate. We all have busy lives, work, family, obligations, endless distractions. It's easy to say, I didn't have time, but the truth is, people make time for the things and people they care about. If she likes you, she won't just find time when it's convenient. She'll create it. She'll say no to something else so she can say yes to you. That's the difference between someone who's genuinely interested and someone who's just passing the time with you until something more exciting comes along. You'll see it in the small ways first. Maybe she rearranges a meeting so she can grab coffee with you. Maybe she stays up a little later to talk when you've had a rough day. Maybe she takes a detour on her way home just to spend 15 minutes with you. It's not about grand, over-the-top gestures. It's about those little sacrifices that say you're worth the effort. Those actions don't happen by accident. They're a choice, and that choice says more than any words ever could. Here's what's important to understand. When someone is genuinely into you, they don't keep you waiting for a slot in their free time like you're booking an appointment at a crowded salon. They integrate you into their life. That doesn't mean they drop everything for you every single time. Healthy people still have their own responsibilities and boundaries, but it does mean you never feel like you're on the bottom of their list. You feel like a priority because they make sure you know you are. Now contrast that with someone who only gives you attention when it's convenient for them. You know the type, you hear from them when their plans fall through, when they're bored or when they feel like being entertained. They'll disappear when life gets busy and reappear when it calms down, acting like nothing happened. That's not prioritizing you, that's keeping you on standby. And standby isn't love, interest, or respect, it's just comfort. The key difference is intention. A woman who prioritizes you isn't just reacting to when she happens to think of you, she's proactive. She's reaching out first sometimes, planning time together, and making sure you feel included in her life. And she does it without making you feel like it's a chore or an obligation. She's not keeping score. She's not expecting you to earn her time. She gives it freely because she wants to, not because she feels she has to. And here's the thing. Making you a priority isn't about being with you 24/7. It's about making you feel like you matter even when you're not physically together. She might send you a quick message during a busy workday just to let you know she's thinking about you. She might call while she's driving home because she wants to hear your voice before the day ends. She might check in before she makes a big decision because your opinion matters to her. All of those moments add up to a simple truth. She values you enough to make sure you know you're on her mind. It's not hard to spot once you stop making excuses for people. If you're constantly wondering why she doesn't have time for you, why she cancels more often than she commits, or why you're always the one reaching out, that's your answer. When someone wants you in their life, they act like it. When someone doesn't, they make excuses. And excuses are just polite ways of saying, you're not that important to me right now. So pay attention. Watch how she handles her schedule when it comes to you. Does she treat spending time with you like a privilege or like an inconvenience? Does she make an effort to include you in her life, or does she just plug you in when nothing else is going on? The answers will tell you everything you need to know. At the end of the day, making you a priority isn't about grand declarations, it's about consistent action. It's about her showing you over and over that you're worth adjusting for, worth planning around, worth showing up for. That's the standard. Because if she truly likes you, you'll never feel like you're fighting for her time. You'll feel like her time naturally finds its way to you. And if you're not feeling that you're not a priority, you're an option. And the right person will never make you feel like just an option. When a woman truly likes you, she doesn't just hear you, she listens. And not the kind of listening where the words float in one ear and out the other. I'm talking about the kind of listening where she locks in, catches the details and remembers them long after the conversation is over. She's paying attention because she cares, And when someone cares, they want to understand you, not just respond to you. You can tell the difference right away. Plenty of people nod along, throw in a yeah or and act like they're tuned in. But the moment you bring up that thing you mentioned last week, they have no clue what you're talking about. That's surface level listening. That's politeness. Real interest runs deeper. Real interest means you mention you've got an important meeting coming up, and the next day she asks how it went without you reminding her. You tell her you hate olives, and months later she orders a pizza without them, without making a big deal about it. These little moments tell you everything you need to know. Active listening is a form of investment. It's her saying, what you say matters to me enough for me to store it in my mind. And when she remembers those small details, it's not by accident. She's not forcing herself to take mental notes because she's trying to impress you. She remembers because she values what matters to you. The things you care about become things she cares about. That's not something you can fake for long. Think about it. How often do you remember details about people you're not interested in? You might recall the basics, sure, but you're not holding on to the little things that don't directly affect you. But when you like someone, suddenly the small stuff becomes important. You remember their coffee order. You remember their pet's name. You remember that story about their childhood because it made them light up when they told it. And you hold on to these details because you want to know them better, layer by layer. And here's where it really shows. She doesn't just remember, she acts on what she knows. She knows you've had a stressful week, so she plans something to help you unwind. She knows you've been talking about a goal you want to reach, so she checks in to see how it's going. She knows your favorite snack, so she picks it up without asking. These actions might seem small, but they hit deep because they prove she's not just listening, she's understanding. When someone's not really into you, you'll feel the opposite. You'll repeat yourself over and over because they weren't paying attention the first time. You'll mention something important to you, and it'll disappear into the void. And maybe they'll say, oh, I forgot, but forgetfulness is just another way of saying, it wasn't important enough to remember. That stings, because we all want to feel like what we share matters to the person we're with. Listening and remembering also create trust. When you see that she remembers and values what you say, you feel safe opening up more. You're not afraid your words will be dismissed or lost. That kind of safety builds connection, because you realize you're not talking to a wall, you're talking to someone who's taking in your thoughts and keeping them close. It's also about the way she listens in the moment. She's not scrolling on her phone while you're talking. She's not glancing around the room waiting for her turn to speak. She's giving you her full attention. Eye contact, engaged body language, asking questions that dig deeper, that's presence. And presence is a rare thing in a world full of distractions. When she gives you that, you feel seen. And make no mistake, listening is a choice. Remembering is a choice. She doesn't have to store those details or act on them. She chooses to because you're important to her. If you have to fight for someone to listen to you, they're not interested. Interest listens naturally. Interest remembers without effort. This is why you can't just judge someone by their big, obvious actions. Pay attention to the subtle ones. Does she remember what you said in passing? Does she follow up on things that matter to you without you having to remind her? Does she make you feel like your words have weight in her life? If the answer is yes, that's a sign she's genuinely invested. At the end of the day, being heard is one thing, but being remembered is another. Words fade fast with the wrong person. With the right person, they stick. And when they stick, you stop feeling like you're talking into empty space. You start feeling like you're building something with someone who's really there. That's the kind of connection worth holding on to, because it's rare, it's real, and it doesn't happen by accident. It happens because she truly likes you. You really find out who's real when life gets messy. It's easy for someone to be around when things are smooth, when you're laughing, when everything feels light and effortless. But when the storm hits, when you're stressed, struggling, or going through something that's weighing you down, that's when the truth shows up. A woman who truly likes you doesn't disappear in those moments. She steps closer. She may not have all the answers or know exactly how to fix what's wrong, but she's there, and that presence alone speaks louder than any perfect words ever could. When someone's only around for the good times, they're not really there for you, they're there for the feeling. They enjoy the easy, happy version of you, but the second life gets complicated, their energy fades. You see it in the excuses, in the sudden "I've been busy" messages, in the way their calls and texts slow down. That's because difficulty is a filter. It separates the people who are genuinely invested from the ones who are just passing through. A woman who's truly into you doesn't flinch when you're not at your best. She knows you're human, and she's not here for a perfect highlight reel of your life. She's here for the real thing. If you've had a terrible day, she's not avoiding you because you're not fun to be around. She's checking in, seeing what you need, even if it's just someone to listen. If you're facing a challenge, she's not sitting on the sidelines watching. She's asking how she can help, or simply reminding you that you're not facing it alone. And here's the thing, support doesn't always come in the form of big, dramatic gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as her bringing you a meal when you're buried in work. Sometimes it's her sending you a quick message before your big presentation, because she knows you've been stressed about it all week. Sometimes it's just her sitting beside you in silence because she knows you don't need advice right now, you just need someone who's not going anywhere. When she's truly supportive, you feel it in her consistency. She doesn't just show up once and expect a medal for it. She's there again the next time you need her and the time after that. She's not keeping score or waiting for you to pay her back for being there. Her support is genuine, not transactional. That's rare because a lot of people don't realize how much it means to have someone in your corner until they lose it. Another thing to notice is how she reacts when being there for you isn't convenient for her. It's easy to be supportive when it fits neatly into her schedule, but the real test is when it requires her to shift her plans, lose some sleep, or put in extra effort. A woman who genuinely cares will make those adjustments without resentment, not because she's trying to prove something, but because she values you enough to be there when you need her. And let's be honest, being there for someone in tough times isn't always glamorous. Sometimes you're cranky, closed off, or even pushing people away because you're dealing with something heavy. A woman who's not really invested will use that as an excuse to pull back. A woman who truly likes you will understand that it's part of being human. She won't take it personally if you're not full of jokes and energy. She'll give you the space you need but still make sure you know she's around if you want her. Support also means believing in you when you're doubting yourself. In those moments when you can't see your own strength, she'll remind you of it. She'll encourage you without sugarcoating the truth. She'll challenge you if she knows you're selling yourself short. That kind of belief is powerful because it can pull you out of a mental rut and help you keep going. You can feel the difference between someone who's just tolerating your hard times and someone who's genuinely supporting you through them. The first feels like they're doing you a favor. The second feels like they're walking beside you because they want to, not because they feel obligated. And when you have that kind of person in your life, the weight you're carrying doesn't feel quite as heavy. At the end of the day, it comes down to this: anyone can love the sunshine version of you. But the one who sticks around in the rain, who holds the umbrella when you can't, that's the one who's real. If she's there for you when there's nothing to gain, when you're not easy to be around, and when life is throwing punches, that's not just interest, that's care, that's investment. And that's the kind of support that doesn't just tell you she likes you, it proves it. When a woman truly likes you, she doesn't waste your time with games. She's not dangling her attention just out of reach to see how much you'll chase. She's not giving you mixed signals so you're stuck guessing where you stand. She's clear, she's genuine, she's straightforward, and in a world where a lot of people think playing hard to get is the way to keep someone interested, that kind of openness is rare. You can feel it from the start. She doesn't act warm one day and cold the next just to keep you off balance. She doesn't disappear for days and then suddenly reappear like nothing happened. She doesn't say one thing but do another. Her actions match her words. If she says she wants to see you, she follows through. If she tells you she's interested, her behavior backs it up without you having to pull it out of her. That's because real interest doesn't need manipulation. Games are what people play when they're unsure, insecure, or trying to keep their options open without committing to anything real. But when she actually likes you, she's not afraid to show it. She knows that if she wants something to grow, she has to feed it, not starve it and hope you fight for scraps. Genuine effort is a completely different energy than forced attention. Forced attention feels like you're trying to pull water from a dry well. Every text, every plan, every conversation feels like work just to keep it going. But genuine effort flows naturally. She reaches out because she wants to, not because she feels guilty. She makes plans because she enjoys your company, not because she's killing time. She engages in conversations with you because she's curious about you, not because she's being polite. And the best part is, she does all of this without making it feel like a transaction. She's not doing something nice and then keeping score to make sure you match it. She's not holding her affection hostage until you meet certain conditions. She's giving you her energy freely because she wants to see where it goes, and she's not afraid of letting you know she's invested. You'll notice this in the way she communicates. She's not cryptic, sending you half answers so you're left analyzing every word. She's not constantly forgetting to reply or pretending to be too busy to keep the conversation going. She's present, she's engaged. She responds because she's actually interested in what you're saying, not because she's just being nice. When she's genuinely into you, you don't have to chase clarity, it's given to you. You're not left wondering if you should call, if you should text, or if you should back off. She makes it clear that she enjoys talking to you, that she wants to see you, and that she's open to building something. That doesn't mean she's dropping everything in her life for you, but it does mean you never feel like you're intruding or pushing your way in. The absence of games also means she respects your time and energy. She's not stringing you along just to see how far you'll go for her. She's not testing you with mind tricks to measure your loyalty before she decides to commit. She knows that real connection doesn't need those kinds of tests. It needs honesty, effort, and consistency. And she's willing to give those from the start. This kind of openness takes confidence. It's easy to hide behind games because they give you a sense of control. If you keep someone guessing, you don't have to risk showing your real feelings. But when she's secure enough to show genuine interest, it's because she's not scared of being seen. She's not afraid of what it means if she lets you know she likes you. That's a strength in itself. And here's what's important. If you're dealing with someone who's playing games, you'll always feel a little uneasy. You'll always be wondering if you're doing too much or too little, if you're pushing them away or not trying hard enough. But when it's real, there's no constant second guessing. You're not spending your nights dissecting every text or wondering why their tone shifted. You're just enjoying the connection, because it's not being sabotaged by unnecessary drama. At the end of the day, genuine effort without games is one of the clearest signs she's truly into you. She's not there to make you jump through hoops. She's not trying to keep you in competition with anyone else. She's just showing up as herself, giving what she has to give, and seeing where it leads. And if you've ever dealt with someone who made you feel like you were constantly chasing their approval, you'll know how rare and valuable that is. Real interest is honest. Real interest is steady. Real interest doesn't make you guess, it makes you certain. And when you find that, you'll never want to waste your time on games again. If you really want to know if a woman truly likes you, stop overcomplicating it. It's not hidden in cryptic texts, mixed signals, or endless guessing games. It's right there in her actions, and her actions will tell you everything. She's consistent, not just when it's exciting or easy, but over time through the ups and downs. She prioritizes you, not as an afterthought, but as someone worth making time for, even when life is full. She listens, really listens, and remembers the details that matter to you, because you matter to her. She supports you when things get hard, not just when the sun is shining, and she gives you genuine effort without playing games, without making you chase clarity or beg for attention. When a woman is truly into you, you don't have to wonder, you don't have to decode, you don't have to fight for a spot in her life. She makes it clear with the way she shows up, the way she invests, and the way she treats you with steady respect. And if you're not seeing these things, if you're stuck chasing, questioning, or feeling like an option, it's not because she's hard to read, it's because she's already told you the truth, just not with words. The right woman won't make you guess if she likes you. She'll prove it every single day in the way she's present, in the way she makes you feel valued, and in the way she never lets you doubt where you stand. Because real interest doesn't need to be chased, it shows up, it stays, and it builds something worth keeping.